while ago, I saw a video about a girl who was so skinny, and it was because of the fact that she didn't eat a lot. It was about how she could go an entire day haven't eaten a single spoon of rice. One. Unfortunately, I didn't save the video because I didn't think I would need it. And even if I did save it, it was a TikTok video, and I don't really think of social media as a source. Anyways, fast forward to some months later, I saw another video about a tradition where young women get to a certain age and you have to go to a room where they are fed until they put on weight because they believe that they shouldn't be skinny. So when one woman believes that beauty means thinness, another believes that beauty means abundance. That got me thinking about the fact that the definition of beauty isn't universal. It's shaped by where and when you live. Hi, I'm Divine. Welcome to my channel. Okay, before we begin, I want to tell you what this video is not. This isn't a video that is focused on individual preferences. Instead, the focus is on societal preferences. So what different societies believe to be beautiful. A lot of times, what someone believes is beautiful or desirable has something to do with what their society considers beautiful. It can be influenced by your culture, your media, your history. So let's start with geography, because across the world, beauty takes very different forms. Take body size, for example. In places like South Korea, thinness is often seen as the standard. There are entire industries that exist to help women maintain that skinny appearance. There are things like diets and surgeries and just a lot that go into achieving that look. But then if you go to Nigeria, shout out to my country, there is a tribe called the Efik tribe, and they do the exact opposite. There, young women traditionally enter fattening rooms as a rite of passage into womanhood. There, the girls are pampered, fed well, and taught cultural values. Gaining weight is seen by them as a good thing. It signals maturity, wealth, readiness for family life. They don't see being called skinny as a compliment. If anything, it's an insult. But I do have to point out that this tradition is not as common anymore due to globalization and health awareness. It's kind of like how in Kenya, among the Maasai people, both men and women engage in body modifications that are seen as enhancing beauty. For the women, stretched earlobes and shaved heads are considered attractive. For the Maasai, their aesthetics are seen as rites of passage and social hierarchy, not just beauty. So things like beaded necklaces, for instance, can signal marital status and age. It's a part of their social identity. Meanwhile, in many Western cultures, stretched ears and facial tattoos were once seen as rebellious or strange. I mean, today they're becoming more mainstream, but for many centuries, stuff like that was considered odd. Beauty standards even affect skin tone. In some parts of India, China, and Southeast Asia, lighter skin has historically been linked to higher status, partly because it implied you didn't have to work in the sun. So if you ever wondered why skin lightening creams became a billion-dollar industry, or why they are promoted through everything from movies to magazines, that's why. Yet, in many African, Caribbean, and Afro-American communities, deep melanin is celebrated. In these spaces, being richly pigmented is a symbol of pride and black excellence. So who's right? That's the point. No one is, because beauty standards don't represent a fixed truth. It's a mirror. It reflects the values and histories and beliefs of a society. And here's something more interesting. These standards, they don't just change depending on where you go. They also change over time. Let's stay in the West for a moment. In the 1920s, women flattened their chests with corsets and wore drop-waist dresses to achieve a boyish look. This shift reflected women's liberation, and back then being curvy was out. But by the 1950s, Marilyn Monroe got into the spotlight, and just like that, the hourglass figure was in. Suddenly, curves and fuller hips were the new standard. Now, fast forward to the 1990s, and things took a different turn. During this era, beauty took an edgy, almost unhealthy look. Models who were thin to the point of being frail became the trend. And then, by 2010, there was another shift. This was the rise of the slim, thick look, with flat stomachs and big butts and curvy hips. And it's not just bodies. In the 1800s, pale skin meant luxury. It meant you had servants so you didn't toil in the sun. But fast forward to the 1970s, and tan skin was in, because that meant you could afford to go to vacations and bask in the sunlight. There was even a time when thin lips were considered the standard, but now full lips are everywhere. You see them in makeup tutorials, filters, there's lip fillers, it's an entire thing. In this case, you can see that society changed over and over again, and with it, its definition of beauty. What's in one day could become cringy the next. Now, you might ask, why does any of this matter? Well, it's because beauty standards aren't just preferences. They act like scripts. They tell people, especially women, how to behave, how to look, how to basically exist. They even influence things like self-esteem, romantic relationships, and even employment opportunities. So hopefully now that you understand it a little better, you know how it works and where it comes from, you can change the way you see certain things. You can start asking yourself questions like, how much of your type is actually yours? And are you really drawn to a certain body shape? Or have you just been trying to say it everywhere? Well, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. See you next time. Bye.